Yes, sir.
How do you feel about national sales tax to do away with the IRS?
Well, that's one of the issues that we've been talking about as far as tax reform. I mean, that seems like a reasonable plan, but what I'm afraid about it is they're not gonna get rid of the other taxes when they tack on that tax. You see, it sounds great, but you have to get it to repeal all the other taxes first before you agree to any kind of a sales tax. And that's the part of it that's kind of scary. And they talk about, that's what they call the fair tax. And it sounds very reasonable to me. But since so, you know, but if you say that you're for that, then your opponent says you're for adding 23% tax on your bill. That's what I got. That's what I got yesterday from Mr. Allen. Well, he's for adding 23% tax on your mill. I said, well, no, that's not really what I said. I'm for cutting taxes. You know, but you know, a simplified tax plan, I'm willing to look at it. The fair tax, the flat tax, streamlining the IRS, getting rid of the IRS, but basically cutting taxes. And we have to cut spending too. No matter how you tax, one way or the other, they're still taking your money. So we want them to take less of our money, whatever way you want to do it. But the people that favor the fair tax believe that it's fair toward business. Because right now, you know, GM tries to sell their cars, but they got to pay their corporate tax on the price of the car. So you're paying not only the price of the car, but you're paying corporate tax. Where, you know, in Japan, or when they sell their car, they don't maybe not have a corporate tax on it. So you've got unfair competition between GM and Toyota. You understand what I'm saying? So in that sense, it hurts it globally, the corporate taxes. So, you know, I'm certainly willing to look at that tax, but not without cutting everything else and making, you know, we've got to discuss it. Nobody's going to reform the tax law in one day going to Washington. I mean, you're going to have to change the code. It's going to be a lot of work, you know. But my basic premise is I'm not going to vote for any tax increases in order to cut taxes and cut spending at every turn. Because otherwise our economy is not going to come back. My belief is that this deficit spending is the reason our economy is not getting any better. Because who wants to invest in anything now? Not me, not knowing what my taxes are going to be next year, because you know with all this spending they're going to want to put a tax increase. I mean, they already talk about not renewing the Bush tax cuts. This healthcare stuff is going to cost more money. So who's going to invest? What company is going to spend $1 billion building a factory when they're not even sure what their corporate taxes are going to be next year? Or they're not sure what their healthcare taxes, you know, healthcare costs are going to be. They're not investing. Corporate America has $1.8 trillion in cash that they're holding on to. The highest amount of cash held by, you know, corporations in America, because they're afraid. They're afraid of losing it all to the government until they see some kind of a stability. Some kind of a tax plan where they see the government going to be balanced, the budget is going to be balanced, and there's, okay, there's going to be some stability for the next 5 years, I'm willing to invest. But now, do you see us being any stability in our government? I don't see it. It seems like every day there's something new coming around the pipe that's bad. I mean, I don't want to invest in anything either. I'm holding on to my cash, except for the cash I spent on this trip.
One more question. Vic says one more, and then
okay, all right. Yes, sir.
What's your plan for to control the illegal aliens, and what about the 12 to 15 million are in this country? They're taking our small jobs away.
Oh,
you know, you see anybody come from out of town that do work like a shop tool, they're all Mexicans.
yeah.
We had a housing complex built. They had Mexicans working there 7 days a week. Immigration came in twice and hauled them out of there. 2 weeks later, they're right back.
Right.
Well,
I think we should
taking our jobs.
I think we. Well, I mentioned that earlier. Is that it's ridiculous. Let's put up a fence. Let's put the National Guard on the border. Let's stop it. I mean, we can put a man on the moon, but we can't build a fence. I mean, what's happening in Arizona is a travesty. That our president is allowing illegals to come in and kidnap people in Phoenix and not doing a thing about it. And the governor of Arizona, Jan Brewer, is, what am I to do? The government So she passes a law so they can do it, and then the government, you know, they get an injunction. What is happening to our country? This is serious stuff. What is it? They're gonna, Arizona gonna be a part of Mexico now? And there's those signs up, put up at the federal government saying, don't go in here, it's too dangerous, there's too many illegal drug lords in this area, but we don't want to kick them out? Come on.
Mexico thinks the
We gotta
Southwest
send those
is
people home too. We should be, people that hire them should be going to jail. You start doing that, and then pretty much
That's
so
right.
many more jobs left.
Impeach him, he's not a legal resident to start with.
Well,
False. That can be proven, because he will not answer the question.
right, well,
And he-
I'm not sure what way to go, to tell you the truth. I'm for stopping everything you can do, but I'm not sure that impeaching him is gonna be the best way, because they're gonna have Joe Biden. I don't know. All right, I guess I have to leave now, but thank you so much for coming this evening. I appreciate your support. Please tell your friends to go and vote on August 3rd. I'd appreciate your support very much. Thank you.
Thanks for coming, folks. There's some signs up here. Right, Vic? You need these signs, Vic?